Okay. Hello, my fellow comic book collectors.
Hey.
In today's random hangout, Bigby McFly just randomly said, "Hey, do you want to go live in a little while?" And I'm like, "Sure, I guess so." I have nothing better to do with my life.
Switch to my reading glasses so I can actually read the comments.
Okay, see, I can actually see the comments. Oh, Angry Otter Comics said, "Howdy,
All you
all
crazy school kids
crazy
in the
cool
chat.
kids in the chat." Yeah, see? Oh, there's 9 people watching us already. Wow.
Sweet.
9 people that have no life just like us. That's awesome.
Hey, I'll tell you, I raced home with a sunburn and concrete all over me, and I'm still, all you ladies out there, I'm covered in grit and grime.
So howdy to Bigby. He's a cool guy. I'm not sure if you know him.
I don't know. He seems a little sketchy to me.
And hi, Angry Otter, and hi, Collecto6.
Collecto, hey, what's up?
Yeah, Collecto's a good friend. So what should we? How should we start this? Like, I'm not. This is really random. So I have like one announcement I can do, but I was gonna wait.
You can wait and do that. So kind of like I hit Alan up. I was like, I've been jonesing to go live and talk with all our friends online and the community, and with the whole hashtag comic shout out, the whole community thing keeps growing and there's more people, and I'm just like jonesing to talk about things and what's going on with everybody, and I've got some unboxing stuff to show off. And Brandon, right about the same time that I hit you up, Brandon, he's like, "Hey, can you do a video call?" And I was like, I'm dressed in like my work uniform, was totally dirty and everything. I'm like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" And he's like hitting me up. He was hitting me in text saying, "Who are your favorite Marvel characters?" Then I said, probably the X-Men would be the one I have to say my favorite creators right now. I'm on a John Byrne, Jim Lee tangent. And then he's like, "Well, okay, rate your favorite X-Men." And I was like, "Oh, God."
Wow.
But then he was hitting me up on the video chat saying he wanted to toss something into the prize pool for the hashtag comic book shout out thing.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so that was really cool. And what he showed me was really neat. So I think he might be showing that off as well. So.
Yeah, okay. I needed to talk to Bigby, and he said you guys were going live and invited me on, and I've never been on live on YouTube. And
You've never done this before?
This is my first time.
Wow.
Yeah, because usually I get up very early for work. I've got 2 young girls under the age of 3. Wow. I start a vacation tomorrow. I always take a vacation on the 4th, and the planets literally aligned. And I'm like, yeah, I can actually go live tonight. I have nothing. My kids are asleep. So,
and I'm glad it's my channel. My channel is the christening of your going live experience.
It's an honor too. I watched. It's so crazy. It's so hard after you become a YouTuber. It gets even harder to keep up with the content, right? Because you meet so many great creators, and your queue list just becomes incredibly, long. But I'm always like, I'm always talking to Brian, and he introduced me to the channel, and I'm looking at, I love how you talk about books. You buy into the foundational comics. Like Alex, the comic book talks about. Yeah. And so all very similar collecting styles. And I was like, oh, the Comic Collector Geek's going to be on? Yeah, I'd be honored to be on with him. Cool. So thank you guys for the invite.
Cool.
If you hadn't been on, he wasn't going to come. So.
Yeah.
Sure. Brian, sure.
So, what was I going to say?
We got 21 people watching now.
Yeah, we got 20 some odd people watching. I was supposed to do some shout outs here. Just one thing. Crazy Otter, Angry Otter was saying that it's 1,000,000 degrees in bazillion or gazillion degrees in Texas. He has not been in my attic, actually. So my air conditioning broke.
Oh no.
So I'm like boiling. So if you see me slightly melting as the video goes along,
that's what happened when you interviewed me. That the AC was not working at your house.
It
was winter time too, wasn't it? And it was winter, and the AC, the heat was like way too hot.
The heat. Okay, so during the winter, it was the heat that wasn't working, and it was just like on like full blast, like 24/7. It was like, so everywhere in the house was like 90 degrees. And then it was maybe 100 degrees.
Comes on, he's wearing a white T-shirt and he's just drenched in sweat.
Just like pouring sweat. So yeah, it's going to be something similar to that tonight but the guy's coming in tomorrow, so I'll be back to my frosty self. So yeah, what else?
We got K-pop Junkie, Captain Comics, Bleecker
Yeah.
Street. Yo, guys.
Bleecker, hey Bleecker, hi Justin, hi Lyle, hi Captain Comics. My first live stream was on Captain Comics. This guy.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Wait, I can't even click him. Why is it not clicking to him?
I like the Bleecker Street
I
comic.
don't know.
I keep on clicking Bleecker. Oh, there it is. I kept on clicking my big fingers, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know which one of you guys is the mates and which one of you is the mermaid. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm the mermaid.
I don't know. I hope I'm not the mermaid. That'd be sad. Okay.
I'll be one. First timer.
Okay. And then K-pop. And then Lost Canyon. Cool.
Cooked Comics. Yep, there you go.
And then Cooked Comics. Yeah, everything's gonna be slightly toasty. And hi everyone. So yeah, so just quickly, I just wanted to get caught up on the chat. So Mon Comics. I'm not even sure. What's your real name or
Brandon.
not? And address and
social security number.
What's your
code to my safe?
That's right. That's right.
No, but what's your first name? I should say.
It's Brandon.
Brandon. Okay, Brandon. Okay, Brandon. That sounds bad. No political things here. Okay, Brandon.
Yeah, it's been on a couple of years. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Jeez, going off on a bad start already. Okay, so you said you're going to also add to the comic book shout out thing. I was kind of curious about that too.
So yeah, a little month ago, there's an antique show close to my town. My whole shtick is I have to get comics in the mail because I live in the middle of nowhere and there's no local shops. But there's an antique show that comes to town, a town near me, 8 miles away, 2 times a year. So I went over and I got some great books. I got Marvel Spotlight #2 I found over there, which was awesome to find in the wild and got a good deal on it. But he also, another dealer, it's not in the best shape, but I was talking to Brian about it. This is now 30 years old, but it's an X-Men Collectors 2-pack.
Oh, okay. Wait.
He's going to make you big.
You're now huge.
You are the center of attention.
So it's got the Apocalypse and Bishop. And yeah, so they changed the names. I don't know what happened. It's kind of chewed here. But I mean, it's 30 years old. And these were
super cool.
It's such a big part of my childhood, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that can relate to getting these figures. And I didn't realize there was a 2-pack. And so I picked these up on the cheap, and I was like, I bet someone would like to get this. And it's not much bigger than a slab, and that's why I reached out to Bigby. I was like, what kind of size box? But it's not that much bigger than a slab. But this is just my little contribution to the monster that is the comic book shout out that Bigby's created.
I know. I think it's a great thing that he's done with it.
Dude, it's amazing.
Oh, shucks.
So this is what I'm throwing into the ring. Someone will get this awesome 2-pack. They can open them and display them. They can.
Wait, does this work? Do you guys like it this way or like the other way?
That's interesting. I've never done that.
I'm just clicking different layouts. Sorry.
We're in the Brady Bunch.
It's like.
Yeah, no. So this is. I'll be sending this out to you, Brian. And there's a reason I was asking for your favorite X-Men too, because.
Oh, I figured there was some method to your madness there.
Yeah, your brainshot. Like, what did you say last time you guys? I think I watched your show. Like between all the content creators, we were almost at 3K views.
Yeah, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing this till Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is a great movement. I mean, I always love every kind of tag video or shout out, something that builds the community. And when you reached out to me and said, hey, I have this idea, I want to execute it. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll jump in. And it's, it's not hard to get a bunch of creators to jump on this stuff because it is fun. So
yeah.
Cool.
Kudos to you, Brian.
Oh, thank you. I just had the idea and I was just like, I just want to find more creators and channels that I haven't seen. And actually, like a lot of the guys that are putting stuff out, like yourself and what's on the comic rack, a lot of the channels that he's referring me to. I mean, we're all just pointing each other in directions that we never knew were out there. And it's really cool.
For sure.
Yeah, it's sort of like going down those multi rabbit holes, like finding all these different creators. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole. Longbox Love Affair. How did I not know he did not exist? That channel didn't exist.
Oh, really? I watch his channel fairly often.
Well, I've gone way down that rabbit hole, Alan, and I just watched his AF-15 unboxing. And
Wow, I didn't even know that he got that. So yeah, I gotta
Oh
catch
my
up.
gosh, you have to watch that video. The guy, he is such a genuine collector and fan. When he's unboxing the AF-15 and talking about it, you could see the emotion coming over him. His eyes turn red, and he starts like he tear up, and he starts crying while he's holding. He's like, "I've wanted this comic for so long, you know, and now I'm here. I'm holding it." And he's like, I've got to get my composure, guys. I'm sorry." He's just like,
Well, it's such
it's
a
just
big book, you
amazing.
know. It's like
Yeah.
one that everybody
it's
wants, right?
it's one of those books that you never think you'll own it until you work and persevere and obtain it, and then you're just like, okay, I've done it.
Next, and then you go, what's next? No, it's sort of funny how that works.
But yeah, that's why I don't think I'll ever that will leave no what's next if I were to get my hands on a book like that. So
I think didn't he right after he got that, he's like, okay, he got it. And he's like, I'm not gonna be able to get anything else. I'm gonna have to put things on hold. And then he gets the Fantastic Four #1. He's like the cartoon crew, and I couldn't turn it down. It was such a great deal. And he's like, so now I really have to double my efforts. And his whole thing is like making the hobby fund itself, and hustling and hunting comics. And I mean, and he's such a fan of like art, and so he's collecting all these different sketches, and it's just, I mean, he's just such a cool guy. I was really happy to be able to shout him out.
I really enjoy his channel.
So that points all the way back to Bigby's movement. I mean, you know, we're just finding all these great channels, and I love that you bounced that idea off me, because now I have an idea I want to bounce off you at some point for a series, I thought. And that's what this creating thing is. It's just wild. You guys are wild. This whole community is wild. It's great.
Have you guys seen what's on the comic rack? He's now got a new feature on his thing where he was inspired by, I think, by you, Alan. He started doing a feature of one comic from every age. So he does a golden age, a silver age, a bronze, a copper, and a modern every episode, once a week. He does it, just highlighting.
That's really cool.
One book from each age. Yeah.
I like he responds to my my Friday challenges.
Yeah.
So I enjoy watching those. I find that because of like I've been so busy. Just like my family just recently moved here. Now my family is here. So my family, I'm not a single guy anymore. So
he can't just go live on the spur of the moment. I hit him up last night. He was like, I can't. I've got the family here.
Yeah.
What state are you in, Alan?
What?
Where are you at?
I'm in Ottawa.
Oh, you're a neighbor to the north. You're not that far from me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of different. I'm used to the Toronto area, so Ottawa is a little different for me. But it was kind of weird. Being single, basically, it felt like I was a single guy for a while. I could do anything I wanted. I could kind of buy the stuff that I wanted. Now I got to kind of tone that down a bit, be a little bit more under the radar. Sneak those stackery boxes when my family is not looking.
I love that game.
So it'll be fun. So yeah,
you're going to hit the chat again. You got some stuff. So the guy here telling you he's surrounded by golden age.
I know. I was reading the chat.
Where is
I didn't
that?
respond to it. I'm surrounded by golden age comics. Many seniors here have yard sales and find gems. What you got to do is find like some senior that's looks like they're about to. But no, that's a really great environment to be in, where people have like those older collections. That'd be really great. Picking up some of that stuff.
Yeah, kind of up in my area, there's like areas where I like to go looking for stuff, because there's all these houses that were built back in the 30s and 40s, and original families still living there. So I'm like, oh, wow. All right, when they have a yard sale, I want to go by that place.
Yeah. Well, I've seen yard sales where where I used to live, actually, they would sell all this stuff. So like we just bought like these Chinese like antique cabinets. Okay. Like, I mean, when I say antique, they're from like the 1700s. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And they're like hand carved, one of a kind cabinets. Okay. Guess how much I paid? Like, these are like all ornate, like with like ivory and like $50. It was $50.
I was going to say 50, but I was like, no, that's too cheap.
And they're big. They're not like little things. They're like full on.
Well, that one day I was talking to you, you were like, my wife is calling me. She's got all these like original paintings that these guys are selling at a yard sale of these famous painters for like a fraction of what they're worth. And she's like, "Should I pick it up?" And you're like, "Yes."
So every time she does that, she goes to these things. I'm like, ask if they have comics. But they never do. It's like so annoying. I just maybe that's why they're rich. If they had comics, they wouldn't be rich. They'd be like me.
Maybe they secretly have comics.
Yeah. That's the only thing they won't part with. But yeah,
well,
I just amazed by
your wife's over
some
there.
of the stuff you can find.
Your wife's over there picking up art like Tony Stark. Buy it, store it.
Yeah.
Put it away. That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I wish there was more comic people that are around me. But
hey,
how do you find your neighborhoods? I mean, I know Bigby, you have that secret stash. But how about you?
You know, and I kick myself. I should be going there like every weekend, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know where that is. It's there, and I should be hitting it every weekend, but you know, I waste my young mother. It's a guy who used to do an antique booth, and now he has an antique store in his home, and he only does by invitation only. And so I was invited by meeting somebody who knew him. And when I first called him, he said, "Yeah, just letting you know, I don't have any of that new stuff." And I was like, okay, I'm thinking he doesn't have anything modern, right? And I get there and he goes, "Yeah, when Marvel Comics came out, that was just too weird for me. So everything I have is pre-Marvel." So he's got stuff from the 30s all the way up to around when Marvel came out. And then he also deals with a lot of people who clean out estates and everything. So every once in a while he'll be like, "Hey, I've got like 5 grocery bags full of modern comics. You can have them all for $0.25 a piece." And there was a bunch of like early Todd McFarlane stuff in there.
Silver stuff. Nobody wants that, right? So.
It's a comic speakeasy, is what you're saying. Like
it's kind of it's a good place to go, and I haven't been there in a while. I need to go back and reconnect with the guy because he's got just so many. But his boxes, he's just boxes and boxes of great stuff.
Yeah. So whenever I see flea markets, that's what I experience too, by the way. The 90s readers, like the I mean really beaten up copies of like really inexpensive books. So not only are they collector. Like, wow, somebody sponsored us here. Great show, guys.
Oh, that is Colton. Colton is a fantastic. He reached out to me via Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That I have some Man-Thing comics I want to send you out of the kindness of his heart, and sent them on over. You're actually in my video this week, Colton, and we chatted a bit by Skype. OG collector too, father with kid, like the whole story we all have, father with his kids, and he's a great guy. So thank you for that. That was really cool, Colton.
Well, more me thanking you for that because it's my channel, so I'm going to get all the money.
That's all good. You need
That's
it.
awesome.
Now
you can buy 17 more cabinets, Alan.
Yeah, now I can just 4 more people, and then we got that next cabinet. Okay.
Right.
Sponsor your cabinet today.
But Brandon, did you see Backwoods Collectors on there?
I did. What's up?
Yeah, I saw it there too. Yeah, I said hi to him. Like,
yeah.
Send me cheese. He's in Wisconsin.
Yeah. So that's cool.
The flea markets. You go to a lot of flea markets, Alan? Do you guys? Have
no. What'll happen is when Saturday, Sunday rolls around, you always see like the little signs pop up around the neighborhood. So you'll see like a yard sale, and you go out and you check them out, and it's like mostly it's like it looks like somebody said, okay, like let's take all our junk out of the house that we never really wanted in the first place, and then put it on the lawn, and then try to sell it. Sometimes you find some good stuff, but mostly it's like the really beaten up comics that
the flea market thing is a East Coast thing. We don't have those over here. It really bums me out. I watch you guys. I watch Lunch Money Comics, and I'm like, oh my God, why don't I have these things around me? I don't have anything like that around me. So.
Well, what's really weird in Toronto, I actually didn't like the flea markets in Toronto when I was there. Because the flea markets are more expensive than the regular places.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's really weird. Like you buy used furniture, for example, and it's like IKEA furniture at like some expensive price. It's like doesn't make any sense. It's really weird. Like
That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
That was
Toronto's,
a bad joke I saw recently. It was Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, and the Hulk go shopping for furniture for Avengers Mansion at IKEA. What happens next? Avengers assemble.
Nah,
oh no.
that's such a dad joke. I can't wait to use that.
Yeah, man, that is a dad joke. Okay, and I found another Canadian comic edition of Lover's Lane number 6, 1950. I imagine that's a Superior comic. I guess, I imagine Tusca art. So yeah. So by the way, did you guys bring some comics to show? I always like showing comics randomly.
I did.
I brought some comics to show. I
brought what I bought in the last few times that I went to the modern comic shop. So normally I'm showing Golden Age, but this is all modern stuff I brought today.
Hey, Mr. Akins.
Hey,
on the comic rack.
Wait. Yeah, we were just talking about you.
We were just talking about your new segment and how we like your new segment that you've got, buddy.
Yeah. So you got a little shout out from us. I worked in Mississauga. Wow. Always consider Toronto downtown. Never thought of flea markets there. Yeah, like the flea markets are not the greatest in Toronto. Like, not to put down Toronto. They're big. They can be really big ones. Like Kensington Market has some good ones. Lawrence Market. But yeah, they're not. They're expensive. I don't know. I like cheap stuff. I want to find deals, right?
Were your ears burning, comic rack, or were they burning? BYRNE.
Oh no, more dad jokes. What is wrong with you?
He's always hitting me whenever I post John Byrne comics on my channel. He's like, burn alert.
Burn alert. Second degree burn. Okay.
Oh, hey, there's another donation where you're 20 or
I don't even see that. Where do you see that? Oh wow. Oh, Collecto 6. Oh, that's nice.
You're $20 towards your next cabinet.
Dude,
oh wow.
Next live stream we do, you're gonna have this brand new cabinet behind you.
Yeah, and that'd be so funny. I unbox something and it's like a big box and everyone thinks, oh, it's gonna be filled with comics, and it's just like a cabinet.
Or you just do an unboxing, you're like, this is what I bought with all the donations you guys gave.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can't afford a comic, but I can afford an antique cabinet.
Cheaper.
No. Go figure.
Yeah. But so okay, who wants to show first? We can do.
I have a gigantic stack of stuff. If you want me to show stuff, I mean,
I have a small stack. I can get mine out of the way.
No, we gotta do it in part. What we'll do is we'll do half of Bigby.
Okay.
All right.
And then we'll do yours, and then I'll do a little bit, and then we'll go back to Bigby. Make sense?
Sounds good.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. Okay, so.
All right, so I buy stuff from a guy I've highlighted on my channel, Dave, the West Coast Dave Ingers, and he had a claim sale a little while ago, and I bought some stuff, and so here is one of the books. This was in he has $5 rounds, and like if you buy 5 books in the $5 round, you get the 5th book is free. So I bought a whole bunch of $5 books. This is a high grade copy of Amazing Adventures #2. So I thought that was a cool one.
Is there anything key about that book, or?
I don't think there's anything super key. It's just a super high grade copy of that. And I was like, for $5, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Not gonna argue. And then he had Nobody Was Biting on this set, and I was like, that's a cool set. And I think Annihilus is gonna be a thing coming up. And he had Annihilation 1 through 6.
Is that Annihilation Conquest, or is it?
This is Annihilation. So and he had it for $40 and Nobody Was Biting, and so I offered 30. And he was like, one of the keys in here is worth I think like around 50. I think this is the Death of Thanos.
Good
Drax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got Drax facing Thanos down there on the cover.
Cool.
And this is kind of the beginning of the formation of the Guardians of the Galaxy that we know and love from the cinematic universe. So hey, why not? And then let's see, I missed out on. Okay, so he had he started throwing stuff up on the shelf for a $5 round, and I forgot that in the $5 round he has a starting line before you can bid, and he threw up a copy of was it All Star, the first appearance of Power Girl,
Oh wow.
and I was like, oh my god! And I'm like, I claimed it, and then then he's like, you have to wait till the starting line, and then everybody else was like, why is he freaking out about this? And so yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I shouldn't do that, but I did get the first.
For Star Fox.
Yeah, that was in one of those $5 rounds. So you guys, if you get a chance, check him out. He's got some great stuff in his. These are all alphabetized, so they're going to kind of go in. So this was Giant Size Defenders. He also had a deal. If you spend $100, you get $10 off a book or a $10 book for free. So this was a $10 book, so I got it for free.
Nice.
Giant Size Defenders #1, and then this was another book in his $5 round. I love Ghost.
I like that one. So that's I was a big fan of those kind of bad girls of the '90s.
Yeah, she is, for some reason, the way that Ghost is drawn, it just blows me away. I mean, it doesn't matter.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's drawn her, Adam Hughes, or I think Dave Stevens done Ghost a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but cool stuff.
Backwoods Collector agrees with you on that one.
Yeah, good stuff.
Of course he has. I've been chasing those.
And then I'm starting to rebuild my G.I. Joe collection from when I was a kid. So
Joe.
Are you gonna try to get the whole run?
Yep. Well, I did pick up a bunch. I don't know if you remember, but during your interview, one of the first books that got me back into collecting was flipping through that box, and there was the last issue in the run, and then
Oh yeah.
The special with the McFarlane homage and all that, and I was just cool. Okay, why not pick that up? So yes, this was in his $5 round as well, and pick this up. This is Phi Lavelle becomes Martyr, and I don't know if you guys.
That was a hot book for a little while. I think I saw it on the list a few times.
Yeah. And Phi Lavelle was in the newest Guardians movie. She was the little girl with the white hair.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't see the movie yet. You just spoiled the whole movie for me now.
Yeah, I ruined it for you, Alan. And then this book, I'd never seen this. Have you guys seen this book before? I had never seen this book before.
I think I have.
It's a Bronze Age book. Yeah, Human Torch #1. It's a super high grade copy. I was like, okay, that's a cool book. It's got the Golden Age Torch versus Johnny Storm.
Yeah, it looks very Golden Age, the way he's drawn. So
yeah. And picked up a Hulk. This is 106, which is basically Hulk #5. Is that
the second time they kind of beating each other on the cover?
I don't know.
He's like, there's another one where it's a black cover where they're kind of about to fight.
Is that that Hulk in the Thing?
That's not the Thing. It's
that's not the Thing. Okay, you're small. It looked like the Thing. I was like, oh, it's like.
Yeah, and you got the Shield helicarrier there in the background. So
okay, what is that? That's fighting him. It's hard to see.
It just says
like you're small on my screen. Sorry.
Titan is all it says. So I don't know. He's some villain of the month. But it's basically Hulk #5, and he had it for 35, and nobody was biting, and so I put in an offer for 20, and he took it. So
$20 for Silver Age, man. Can't go wrong.
That's nice.
Yeah. And I will finish out the Hulk stuff I've got, and then we can go over to Brandon. So we got Hulk number, what is this? 272, which is
cover.
Believe second appearance of Rocket Raccoon, and it also ties into the John Byrne, Chris Claremont issue that has Wendigo and Wolverine and I think it's Sasquatch. I'm not sure, but it has it's a tie into that one as well. But it's also the second appearance of Rocket Raccoon in comics. So.
Nice.
And he had that one for 15, and he took an offer of 10 on it. So,
do any of you guys have followers in Japan?
I get really weird. Like I watch my analytics, and I get a lot of people watching me from India and South America, and just yeah, like places that I wouldn't imagine people watching my channel from. But
Popular
Mhm.
apparently.
apparently they like overweight old comic guys.
You know, it's funny. My friend Mark Olroyd, he was getting a huge number of followers from the Philippines, and it wasn't men actually. It was all women. He was
Oh,
getting all these women from the Philippines watching his channel.
they could start sending him like
Fan mail and
photos
stuff.
and photos and trying to get a date with him.
I don't know. It
Still
was
Mark,
weird. It
still
was weird.
Mark.
He was like looking at his analytics, and it was like really high percentage from the Philippines and female. It
There you
was
go.
really weird.
That's awesome.
Mine, it's like all people that are basically me. It's like 45 to 55-year-olds. You know, slightly balding. Basically me and kind of geeky guys that watch my channel. I don't know why. It's like, but he gets the cute girls watching his channel. I don't know. So
You get guys like me. Yeah.
yeah,
I think I have like 0 female viewers the last time I checked.
I have 1% female viewers. I think it is like 1%. It's barely, I think they just say they round it to 1%. Probably it's not even 1%.
So when I was only doing shorts videos, I had a lot of female viewers, and then when I started showing my face on videos, they all
yeah. Then it all disappeared. It all went away.
You look great, Brian.
Oh,
Keep
thanks.
showing your face. Keep showing your face.
Maybe you have the ponytail. Maybe they might think.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know I have a ponytail, but I do have my. So my friends are like, do you ever just let it down? I'm like, I let it down. It looked like fat Jesus. I mean,
I want to see it down next time.
That's
If
not a
we
good
go
look.
on stream next time and you don't open the stream tossing your hair back, I'm getting
Oh,
off.
that'd be funny. Yeah.
Fabio.
The Fabio, yeah, you could do the Fabio thing. It'd be awesome.
That's awesome.
So wait, okay.
What's on the cover cracks? Did someone say John Byrne? Yes.
Yeah, I
John
saw that
Byrne.
earlier.
He is a John
keep
Byrne
up with the
fanatic.
chat here.
Somebody says yes, I have it. It's a reprint. Was that the in response to the?
Oh my goodness, I'm way behind on the chat here.
Was that
Which
in
one are you reading?
response to the Human Torch book? Must be the Human Torch book. But I thought it was a good pickup. It's a Bronze Age book.
Yeah. They agreed that was the second comic book appearance of Rocket.
Oh, 2000 AD Program 2. So I had a buddy. So Travis.
Right, awesome.
I have a lady who looks for garage sales for me, or goes to garage sales, and when she sees comics, she lets me know. Well, I couldn't go, and I told Travis, I'm like, here's some pictures from this garage sale, you need to go. And he sent his dad, and there was a bunch of 2000 AD, and I was like really excited. And I'm like, I hit him up a little later, and the next day, and I said, well, what did you guys find anything? And he goes, no, Dad went there, and they were all coverless. And I'm like, no, they're printed on newsprint. No. They're not.
There's so many big keys in that run.
I know. I was like, oh my! And it was somebody had a giant tub of those, and they didn't buy any. I was like, oh no. He's like, well, live and learn. I was like, okay.
So that AD number 2, program number 2. That's the first Judge Dredd. There was a record sale for that of $13,000.
Yeah, just recently, right? That was like this week, right?
It was even a high grade. I actually picked up a higher grade.
We're just talking about the Judge Dredd movie starring what's his name? The guy from The Boys.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, yes.
That was fantastic.
That was a great movie and did not get the justice that it deserved. It was an awesome movie.
Yeah, it didn't do very well, did it?
It came out I think there was something weird going on at the time, either politically or something in the world was weird when that came out.
I heard that they were like, I think there was the riots or something, and they thought, there was scenes in it that kind of made them think that it was.
Yeah, so they pulled back on the promotion for it.
Yeah.
It really but that movie is just amazing. So
yeah, he was a great judge. He was awesome. I loved it. From the moment I saw it, I was like, it's not campy like the Stallone one.
Well, the Stallone one was campy, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. I
still do, Alan. When I talk about movies, I there's very few that I'm like, oh, that's stuff. Like I will just get entertained because growing up, Batman '89, there wasn't much Howard the Duck in the 80s,
I was telling my friends, I'm like, we had to get excited about just every little thing, the
That's
X-Men
true.
cartoon, anything that was just slightly
now they've
constellated.
gone too far with it. It's like now we're inundated with like,
Travis,
movie after movie
Travis
after
is
movie.
watching. He says, "Thanks. I had no idea. I'm not slamming on you, Trav. I was like, when that happened, I was like, no, they didn't have covers on them."
Oh, is this the guy that said that?
Yeah, Comics Limited. That's Trav.
Okay.
Hey, Travis.
I've been picking up Red Hulk.
One and two, good. Those are good pickups for sure.
Yeah, those are going to be big once. It's going to be, what's his name, Harrison Ford, right?
Yep, he's playing.
So that should be interesting. I hope they go full Red Hulk with it too.
So do I.
Yeah.
I watched an interview with him the other day. Someone was like, "Are you excited? Like, are you excited to be Red Hulk or whatever?" He's like, "What's a Hulk?" Or something.
Oh no,
old Harrison, or like, he's just like, "Give me the script, let me go shoot the movie."
Oh, that's cool.
Mr. Aiken says, "Is there anything Carl Urban can't do?" I mean, he was great as McCoy. I mean, in the Star Trek
he was
movies.
Great as McCoy.
Yeah,
he was great in the Chronicles of Riddick, which I loved that franchise. I just thought Riddick was a cool character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is like Warhammer, basically.
Right.
I mean, that movie specifically. But
Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, and my buddy was like, he was in the Lord of the Rings, and I was like, he's like, yeah, he was one of the riders of Rohan. I was like, oh, that's right. I was like,
wow.
oh my gosh. So
that guy's a killer.
I like
Travis, Batman the Animated Series. I think that's what he did. They did pick up some Batman the Animated Series at that sale that had the coverless 2000 ADs. So
yeah, the coverless.
No.
Oh well. Yeah, I mean that's why they're so okay. We'll let Mon show some Brandon here. Brandon, you're gonna show some books.
I'm on it. Like I said, don't have. So I actually did a video. It's kind of older now, but I went to we do have like the flea market where it's like a building and there's multiple booths that people have inside, and they can put their wares in there, and I went to this one about an hour away, so it's a 2-hour round trip drive to get there, and I found some good books there, and I think I found a Wolverine 88 near mint that was $5.
Nice. I remember you showing that. Yeah.
The guy literally has thousands of comics, so I just don't think that he has the time to go back there and follow what the hot keys are. So he had some Silver Age, he had some Copper Age, a lot of modern books, but I took a drive back there last week because I had a feeling I hadn't dug through. There was just so much I couldn't get through it all. I had a very short period of time before I had to be back home to help with the kids. So I went back and I did end up picking up a lot of books, and there's just a couple highlights from there. The first one, keeping with the vein of the Hulk, was Hulk 197. I've wanted this book for a while. And
hey, he's fighting that guy that you the Mon thing, right?
The Mon thing, the man thing. Yeah, man thing is my guy. I think I'm specking that this character, since he was so well received in The Werewolf by Night, I think that him being linked to the Nexus of Realities can play into the multiverse stuff.
For sure, yeah.
Much stuff. I think we'll see him more in the future, which I just adore seeing him on the screen.
I actually hope that they don't bring him into the current stuff that they're doing. I hope that they kind of stick with the dark stuff that they're doing.
That would be great. No, yes, for sure. Yes, I would totally be down for him to stick into like the Legion of Monsters.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
I would be cool to see the Legion of Monsters come along and just completely do something different with the supernatural. So it's very low grade. I mean, the staples are barely hanging on, but it was cheap. I think it was like $3. So I had to grab that.
I mean, they're going Blade and stuff. I mean, you could see a lot of
I'm almost afraid of that because Blade has got so much baggage right now. They keep on rewriting the script and stuff.
Well, I heard that they're doing another Werewolf by Night here coming up soon. So
you did?
Well, Werewolf by Night was like a standard. It was like a great
somebody told me it's coming. I think it was Trav from Comics Limited told me it's coming up in September. They're doing another Werewolf by Night.
I mean, it was just such a great change up from what Marvel had been going through. Like to get a story in an hour and it was like a good buddy, you know, between Jack
Yeah.
Russell and the Man-Thing. They had such great chemistry, and then Elsa Bloodstone in there. And there's so many routes I could go with it. And black and white, and then playing, you know, Somewhere Over the Rainbow to bring in the color at the end, like Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah, that was so great.
I was like, "Just what Marvel? Follow this recipe. You're doing
Yeah.
great." So,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was fun. It was like it was everyone was really likable in it. I just thought it was fun. It was great.
Did you see that, Brandon? Somebody's cousin was in Werewolf by Night. Somebody who's in the chat here.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
he was
that.
just saying. Played Azrael.
Oh, no way.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing, Angry Otter Comics. I just
Yeah,
got
isn't
in
that
my
cool?
video I showed, I traded for a guy who had a signed Man-Thing. The Christopher Tyler, is that his name? The artist that does the action figure variants.
Yeah. I that was a great pickup. That it was the character actor, right? The guy who played Man-Thing.
Who played Man-Thing. And so I'm going to have it sent to CBCS to get it verified in Slab, just so I can put it with my other one.
Oh, that's really cool. That's cool to get his signature. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's awesome that his cousin was Azrael. That's amazing. I got to know more famous people. But the other book I picked up at the flea market, I picked up a bunch, but they're going to be in my video coming out. But I've been into DC, Justice League Dark, any of the characters that I can get from that. And also this new title that I've been having my eyes on, because I've got there's some weird stuff wrapped around, you know, Kirby with DC and Marvel and these characters. So it's Challengers of the Unknown
Oh, nice.
for 87. So it's got Deadman, who's in Justice League Dark, and of course Swamp Thing over here.
Mhm.
So I try to pick up any of them. And then Challenger of the Unknown, the more research I did with Kirby being involved with this title before going to Marvel, and then shortly after the Fantastic Four coming to fruition.
Yeah, I was going to say the original Fantastic Four there.
Yeah.
There's a great book.
They're the inspiration for it, right?
Yes, for sure. There's a great book that I've got coming that is it's like after Kirby left and went and did the Fantastic Four, different Challengers of the Unknown artist kind of homaged one of his Fantastic Four covers. So I'll have that coming out. But I just saw this again. It was like I think it was like $5.
Nice.
So I was like, I gotta add it. So those were from the flea market. This one I bought since I try to spread it out between Instagram, Facebook sales in groups with reputable sellers, and also like Whatnot. I know Whatnot is controversial, but for someone like me that has to like order through the mail, like
hey, LMC.
I've done a lot of work to scale down the.
Hey, Lunch Money Comics is here. That's cool. Hi.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
If you ever want to get interviewed, just ping me on Instagram.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to have Mike jump on here. But
just email Brandon and we'll get you in the stream right now.
I can't access my camera as my phone.
Oh no.
So check this out. This was I love picking up obscure 80s cartoons or 80s movies, comic books. And this cartoon only lasted like one season because it was Hasbro and they made toys from it, but it was Inhumanoids. Did you guys ever watch this?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Didn't watch it though.
So this is like Earth Core. They're a bunch of scientists, and basically these old elemental creatures get in. This is Tendril, and then the guy up here in the corner is Decompose, and I forgot their leader's name, Melkar or something like that. But they're all like underground, subterranean creatures. And then the Earth Core meet up with like these sentient granite beings and trees. And it's kind of just a fight for good and evil. But I watched it on YouTube with my daughter actually on Saturday mornings. And it was actually for the 80s.
Good stuff.
Little gruesome. Like Decompose was a little messed up. And so it was a high grade #1 copy for like, I don't know, $10. So nice. I love picking up the 80s cartoons I grew up on when I see them, especially obscure ones like this. And then the last 3 books, of course, I'm trying to do the Kirby, Stan Lee 1 through 102 of Fantastic Four. I'm very realistic that #1 will probably have to be a Werewolf by Night. Or sorry, I just read a comment. Werewolf by Night.
Yeah. It must be in your background somewhere.
My one will be at the Golden Records reprint. I'm very realistic in that. You know, like I just don't think with kids and where I'm at in life I can obtain that. So, but I am filling out the run nicely. And these came from, I shop from these guys a lot on Whatnot, from Shrinkies they're called. And they always have Fantastic Four. and usually it's like sub $20 for Silver Age, and it's always in nice condition. So the 79 with the thing, and like this is when Kirby was like doing the color, like leaving a character on the front in like their main colors and then swapping like the colors in the back. So that was a pretty high
Makes
grade.
it pop, from the background.
Yeah, and then
you got a good little chunk there. That's awesome.
Same style. Yeah, it's easy to knock off the higher ones, because these haven't, the keys aren't in these, they're in the lower ones, and then 83. So 3 more off the list. I think I'm at 37, I think, and I just started trying this since February. And Kirby's definitely my favorite artist of all time. I love what he did, and Fantastic Four, what they did for Marvel. And it's just like there's so many keys in this run. That's what makes it tough.
Hey guys, I invited Mike from Lunch Money Comics, and he says he feels like he's intruding. So I'm telling him he is more than welcome to come on.
Get on here, you silly goose.
Yeah, let him in.
Enter the chat. So those are my smaller pickups recently, but
those are cool.
Fantastic Four is fun to hunt. It's just those keys that are just.
You're more than welcome, Mike.
Get in here, Mike. We're gonna be mad if you don't on vacation.
So you guys are showing like kind of cooler books. I'm almost embarrassed to show what I was planning on to show.
You're going to show your new stuff. That's cool.
It's
we're going to have the spectrum. We've got, we're doing the thing that Mr. Akins on What's on the Comic Rack. We're doing, little old, little new, little, just mixing it all up.
Teach me new comics to buy.
Well, mine is like, it's all like modern stuff because I'm going to like the local shop, and so I'll watch these hot lists, right? Where they say, oh, this key book came out this week, and I'll go to my shop and nobody picked it up, so I'll just go there and pick it up. And it's usually on sale too, so it's like I was picking up keys for like $2 each.
Brandon gets like he sends me messages like, darn it, Brian, now you showed me another book that I have to pick up.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
So do you guys? Okay, I'll go big and I'll show a few books, and hopefully you'll like this modern stuff that I show. Okay.
Mike,
what is this modern that you speak of?
Okay, so some of these were like in the $2 bin. So this is just I just thought this was a cool Detective Comics, I believe it is. Detective Comics 1064. I just thought it was a cool cover. I did a music themed challenge, and I thought this was like kind of cool how they got the skulls.
That is like, cool.
They're making notes. I thought that was interesting.
It kind of reminds me of the whole Doctor Strange thing where they were fighting with the music notes and stuff.
A little bit. I didn't like that. Was the cringiest part of that movie for me.
I really liked that part.
I didn't like that part personally, but yeah, I thought it was a cool idea, but it wasn't. I didn't really like that part.
No, all right, granted.
I thought this one was fun. It's Harley Quinn doing like sort of this pose on the Batmobile, and you got
selfie there, yeah.
And then Batman's freaking out in the background. That was fun.
I love it. Go figure. Alan's showing pretty girls on comic covers.
Yeah, so you're gonna see a theme. Oh, another pretty girl. I thought this one was cool. Like, she's also about to stab him.
Who's the character in that? Is that
I don't know if it's Ra's al Ghul,
Talia
Ghul. I mean, yeah.
I was wondering if it was Talia or what's the one that first appeared in Richard Dragon? What's her name? Can't think of her name.
So anyone in the comments that knows who this is, tell us. Okay, I don't know who it is.
Sounds good.
And then I got this cool David Nakayama. I like Girls in Tubes. I don't like from the Golden Age usually, but I don't know. Here's a modern version.
Alan just likes Girls in Tubes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's his other collection in the basement.
So we got Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones, Girls in Tubes.
That is beautiful.
And then we got some Betty Page.
Yeah, there you go.
And looking a little like patriotic. I thought this was like, Americans would love this. It's patriotic. She's got the stars and stripes.
That's like a subliminal patriotic thing there. It's the beach blanket there in the background, right? And
there's actually, it's mostly hooks and stuff, but it's stars. There's stars here, and then this is the stripes.
That's cool.
You know, I thought it was really cool. I don't know. So,
Backwoods Collector says you and he would get along very well.
yeah. And then this is actually a really cool series that they finally brought back. This is Battle Chasers.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that. Red Monica, right? Is that Red Monica?
Yeah. I have the.
That's not Red Monica though, is it? She's a little more buxom than that.
Yeah, so I have the first one where she looks incredibly buxom. But yeah, this one I thought was still pretty sexy.
It was such a good book, and then he got so derailed with they were developing it into a video game and a bunch of other stuff. I think
so. Yeah, it kind of went all over the place and just fell off the rails kind of thing. But it was actually a good series, especially if you like Dungeons and Dragons, right? So,
yeah, no, it's a great sword and sorcery fantasy book.
Yeah, and then to sort of balance off the good girls, the sexy girls, we got some like homage Mickey, you know.
I love that cover. I've seen.
So
that.
I've been trying to get the complete collection of these, like these, Disney Marvel like variant covers.
Very cool.
I think this is actually Spider-Man, even though it says Iron Man. I'm not sure if it's like what comic this is. It's always something different than what it says.
Yes.
But yeah, I just thought that was fun. I picked up a ton of stuff, of these, like, and then some more sexy girls, like a little bit of Starfire. I don't know. Probably you guys are like, oh man, what bunch of junk. Okay.
No, these are cool. These are beautiful covers.
I thought this one was fun. You got Aquaman and the little fish tank, and then we got Harley Quinn feeding him. I just think that's fun.
That reminds me of the Super Pets one where they had captured the Justice League and she's feeding him fish flakes.
Okay, so
there he is. There's the man.
That's enough modern for now. So hey, I enjoy your channel,
guys. I feel bad. You guys are doing great. I just want to say hi.
Oh no, we were talking about you earlier. We're happy to have you here, man.
Oh boy, that's weird. Okay, yeah, I just jumped out of the shower.
I think you're the official first person to be shouted out.
Really?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Wow. What an honor, I guess. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Did you jump in soon enough to see the addition that Brandon is adding to the Aztec Comics shout out prizes?
No, I haven't seen it.
You're gonna
you'll be excited.
Here, I'll make them big just for a second.
It is so someone switched the name, so it says Bishop above Apocalypse and Apocalypse above Bishop, but it is the X-Men Collectors 2-pack from '94. I found this at that antique show where I had luck and picked up some great books, and I saw this and was like, oh my gosh, like everything else had been dug through, and this is kind of beat up, I mean, it's 30 years old. It's chewed on that side, but the figures are still in there. The art on the back is still great, right back to your childhood. So it has the X-Men and the X-Force it shows on here.
That's
so
super cool.
This will be going into the giveaway for the giveaway for the hashtag comic book shout out is going to be insane. And
yeah,
I just definitely wanted to contribute to Brian's huge idea. And I knew you'd dig the figures, Mike. I remember this Apocalypse figure as a kid, and I think he grows and.
You're gonna have to make a video, Mike, so you can have a chance of winning that.
No, I have a box full of.
Oh wow!
So actually, I don't have an Apocalypse, so that's pretty cool. I might have had one as a kid, but that's pretty awesome. Yeah, you see a couple on the shelf behind me, like Gambit and Professor X back there. So
2-packs like this,
I've never ever seen a 2-pack like that. I don't think.
That is super cool.
It is
very cool.
I think it's awesome. I think it's funny that they got the names backwards too. I think that's really makes it even extra special.
Yeah, I don't this was not done. I don't know why they did this. Oh, I guess the off.
Oh, do they come off?
It still says Apocalypse underneath. Yeah, so they screwed up, and then someone went to fix it and screwed up again.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I wonder if they misspelled something and then they put a label over it and they goofed it up.
Well, maybe it's like some special error thing. It's worth millions of dollars.
You got, and now you're giving it away.
So have you seen one with the names backwards, or are they always like that?
No, I looked them up online, and they are correct. Like this one is the only one I've seen backwards.
Oh wow, yeah, it
So-
might be worth something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably like some special thing.
I
So
don't have that.
this
kind
is
of
why
money.
you have to shout out people just to win this awesome prize.
Yeah, I was very grateful that I won the first shout out wheel, and I asked for a man thing, and then Bigby's like, "Can I do man thing fighting Predator?" And I was like, "Yeah." I forgot that art is not restrictive, So
I have your art sitting like right next to me. It's
Don't show
right
me.
here on my sketch pad.
I've can I say that I've seen it? Is that
You can
okay?
say that you, I bounced it.
People have seen it. That's all.
I
It is
bounced it off of. I
really
bounced it off of.
amazing.
I bounced it off of the people at work that I work with. I bounced it off of Alan, and I bounced it off of Travis from Comics Limited. And they're all like, Travis was up here. We started sketching the other weekend, for the one that he's doing for with Comics and Food. What's his name? What is his name? Can't remember his name. Alan, help me out here.
What's the guy's name? Which guy? Which
Comics and Food? Romuel? Romuel.
Romuel, yeah, he won too, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Travis started sketching Romuel's deal, and I started sketching up yours, and Brandon, I got to tell you, man, it just sometimes it takes me a while to get in the flow of things, and I was drawing and I'm like resketching, and no, that doesn't look right. No, that doesn't look right. And then finally,
it's really good.
I had to be at work at like 4 o'clock in the morning the next day, and about 11:30 at night, the flow started going, and I couldn't stop.
Sorry, dude. Who did Romuel pick for a character?
I believe Romuel asked for. He said if it's a single character, he wants Daredevil, but he would really like to have Daredevil, Hulk, and Silver Surfer.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Good pick.
So.
Wow, that's cool. So wait. Somebody asked to see one of Mike's books. I'm gonna make you solo layout here.
Oh.
Nice.
I realized, by the way, my videos are on a delay of like a couple of weeks, and I stood up and trying to cover them because I found a ridiculous collection the other day. I have a doozy of a video coming out on Monday, and I'm trying to hide the big books behind me. But you guys
just put your head like a little bit over or something.
Sneak preview surprise. Yeah.
For those who are tuned in, it's a sneak peek.
Sneak peek.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys, Brandon knows this. I had to call Brandon after it happened. You guys see over my shoulder?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a 181?
It might be.
It might be.
Sweet, buddy. Sweet.
Nice. Every time a video pops up for you, I'm like,
I always like seeing the second appearance of the Wolverine character.
There you go. Stir the pot.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You know, I want 180. But someone asked me, I think in for Noman. Yeah, I feel a lot better too. I've been sick for like a month with like a summer cold.
Oh,
my
wow.
daughter had it. I had a cough. I hit it in my videos with lots of takes. Then I had a fever for 4 days. Not COVID, just sick. And then right when I thought I was over, cold came back. So you guys can all my videos, I'm like dying.
Wow.
I'm slowly getting better. But yeah, what's with the summer colds, man? I don't get it. I hate it.
Yeah, just take lots of vitamin D. That's
all I do. I mainline vitamin D, you know, elderberry, all sorts of stuff. Doesn't matter. My kids are petri dishes, you know.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
My kids used to always get me sick. It was like, when they're young, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Like,
but like school's over, but they still got sick. Like I don't even know how it happened. Like they got sick a week after school ended, you know.
Mine did too after school ended, Mike, and then they got sick. I'm like, it's June, kids, stop.
Right. Yeah, I've had enough.
Let's see, Alan, what yank the Army Weekly appearance of said song? Is that a great addition to your collection?
Yeah, so Lyle was telling me about some book where Sad Sack makes his first appearance. I found the first cover appearance of Sad Sack as well. So I got both the first cover appearance and the first comic book appearance of Sad Sack coming in the mail. Cool. That's a future unboxing. But I'm also looking
for all kinds of sneak peeks.
Yeah, so that's something that he was the one that kind of I get all these like little tips from different people on Instagram, and I pick up I end up buying too much though. It's like really bad for the wallet. It's like I just spend too much on these random comics that I'm buying. But that's why your channel, Mike, is so useful. You buy lots of stuff, but on a budget.
Yeah, and I'm gonna blow that out of the water come Monday's video. I know.
So
I feel bad. You know, that's one of the things that's really weird about since my channel's grown. Like I love collecting things on a budget. I love the flea markets and the yards of hunting, and I always find good comic books really cheap. But since my channel's become out, a lot of the books behind me, I never had like expensive books, but things have been happening. Just like good things happen. You meet friends, you make good, connections, and you make
absolutely, yeah.
The hobby feeds itself, and it's before you know it, weird things start happening. So yeah, it's cool. But I look at your collection, Alan, all the time. I'm like, oh man, like that's crazy stuff. I can never do that. And then I look every once in a while. I walk down here. I'm like, what am I doing? This isn't Lunch Money Comics anymore. This is Bank Money Comics or whatever. It's bizarre. I'm not quite comfortable with the big books yet, but it's a thing. That's what I
do. We shouted out at the beginning of the show. The fella that I just did a video on, Longbox Love Affair. I don't know if you've seen that video, but he's great at like the having the hobby fund itself and hustling and making that happen. And he was able to turn a lot of those smaller keys that he finds in the wild for bargains into an AF-15 and a Fantastic Four #1. And
yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of that, turning the thumbtack into the car kind of thing, like that.
Yeah, that's my dream. That.
Yeah, you can do it. I've done it. Like. I did a video on first Black Panther. I throw a little cash in, but all the books I got, they traded for that. I got at yard sales and flea markets, or an attic. They cost me nothing, so I didn't mind trading for them. And I have a book I've always wanted. Like you can do it. You just gotta, a little bit of time, effort, and lots of hunting, and that's part of the fun. Honestly, is just finding these books in the first place.
So no, I think that's cool. I think I actually watched that video of yours where you did that, where I was like, oh, that's pretty good, pretty great stuff. Like, if you can buy a bunch of like dollar bin books, or like where you got it as dollar bin books, but they're like $20-$30 books.
Right.
It can add up pretty quick to a nice big book.
My problem is, and I've had lots of videos on this, is I am very honest. I'm always honest. And when I stumble upon expensive books and people don't know what they have, I don't do stealth buys. I always tell the truth. So you guys will see in the case on Monday's video, the 181, the guy had no idea what he had. I could have got it for $50 and I told him the truth.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, in theory, I could really cheap have done a lot of stuff, but I believe in being honest with people. So yeah, I don't do it as good as a lot of these people who are good at flipping things, but I have a clear conscience.
The only time that I agree with that, the only time that I will do kind of a sneaky stealth buy is if it's a comic dealer. I feel like if they don't know what they have, then it's fair, right?
Exactly. Or if they're a jerk. I've ran into people that were I was one of my rules is don't buy comics from jerks unless you can get a good deal.
Unless
it's in your favor. I've met a couple of people, like, and I'm friendly to everybody. I kill everyone with kindness, but you guys know, you bump into those people sometimes, like, wow, you're a miserable person. How much is that book? Thank you very much. I will take that again. Yeah,
there you go.
Happened.
Yeah,
it's like that first goon that I showed you, Alan. Remember you were like,
you
paid
got it for $2 for it?
$5.
$5. Okay,
first appearance of the goon. But it was at a comic book store. It was at a comic book store, and I was going through their bin, and I was like, and the owner of the store was looking over my shoulder as I'm flipping through the bin, and I pulled it up, and I'm like, you got to play this cool. I'm like, put it back down, flipped a couple books, and then I pulled it back up. I go, yeah, I guess I'll take that.
Yeah.
It's good comic book karma, Mike. It is to
do that with people that don't know what they have is really good.
And it was funny too, because the guy I got it from, and I dealt with him in the past, he had a collection he wanted me to appraise, but I had just bumped into him. He was in his driveway, and I wanted to give him more money from some books I bought before, and I just stopped by. He didn't want more money. I'm like, I want to give you more money, because a lot of the stuff he gave me, it was a good video, helped my channel grow early. And he went into this whole spiel. He had done something nice for someone recently. He had recently bought something at a yard sale, but it was something that meant something to the woman, and it was a bond to her dad, and he gave it back to her. And he went into this whole thing about like karma, and I think I say in my video on Monday, a lot of times people say it's karma, like it's like this magical mystical thing. I think it's actually pretty straight science, right? Like if you're nice to people, you have more friends. If people with friends, things happen to you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just like if you're friendly with everyone, people are friendly back, and you look out for one another. I think it's that simple, and there's not enough of that in the world, and it helps.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier. I had a friend who got into some financial trouble, and he started sending me pictures of slabs. Hey, you want this? You want this? You want this? And I'm like, I'm not even going to haggle. What do you need? You know, I was just like, it's not, yeah. So
that's cool.
Lots of time to search for
retiring next month. Lots of time to search out. That's a good thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, congrats on retiring, by the way.
Yeah.
Because of my comic purchases, I'll be retiring after death.
Later?
After death. Maybe a few years after death, based on them.
There you go. So did you have more to show out, or was that all your new stuff?
No, I actually have a ton more. I just didn't want to bore people with new comics all the time. But yeah, because I like, people know me for Golden Age, but I actually do buy a lot of modern stuff. But if it has a sexy girl on the cover, I buy.
Oh, that was what's cool. When you and I and Travis were hanging out the other day, Travis was really schooling us on a lot of the modern storylines that we have not kept up on.
Really kept on it, yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
Yeah, like what was that character? Jubilee or something?
Yeah,
like that? Is it Jubilee that now has like some weird powers that are just like?
Jubilee is now a vampire and has a child.
It's like, okay, sure. I think I missed like a few comics since then, so I don't know. Yeah.
You know, I collect a lot of like silver and older comics too, but and I'm real late to the ticket on this one, and I only know it because I was watching the cartoon on Amazon. But Invincible, when did that come out?
Early
that
2000s.
was
2002. I would like to say.
I'll have to read that online because I know it's ridiculously expensive now.
Yeah, I picked it up. I was fortunate. I picked it up before it went crazy through the roof, kind of thing.
But what
just the first couple issues are the ones that are really super crazy expensive, and after that, like a lot of the shops around here, I'm picking up single issues for $5 a piece on that book. So
I got
that's a good deal to get them for $5. Like even the non-key issues, I see them selling for $20 to $30.
Oh wow.
Wow. Well, I guess I should pick up more of them then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tell them to me.
Yeah.
I want to read them. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's a good series. It's really good.
Yeah, like, season 2 should be coming out anytime now.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a vampire.
Ooh, I like that.
Hypothetical question: who would win?
The Punisher.
Neither
one of them has any qualms about killing anybody, so.
Yeah, I think I always feel like James Bond has like sort of like a weird like luck element to him, where you try to kill him, but he's got this weird luck aura that basically protects him, like plot armor, which is impervious to anything Punisher could throw at him. So I think maybe he'd win just for that reason.
And he's a spy, I mean, he could slip drugs in the Punisher's drink at a cocktail, so.
Yeah.
He's gonna roofie the Punisher, huh?
Roofie the Punisher.
That's not what I said.
Well, and this has to be a hypothetical fight because again, Punisher would probably like James Bond, killing bad guys.
They probably get along. They probably work together. They're more like a team-up book rather than a versus book.
Yeah, they'd be on the same side. Yeah.
There's a book I want to see.
Sure. So I'm not sure how long we should go, but should I do I was going to do an announcement. Actually, it's kind of good that Mike's on this because I kind of wanted to mention about the CBA awards.
Yes.
CBC awards, right?
CBCA awards, whatever. It's like CBC awards.
Yes, CBC, okay. Comic Book Community.
Comic Book Community Awards. Okay, that's a better way of saying it.
Yeah.
They're just doing the nominations now. And actually, I think all 4 of our channels would be kind of ones that should be recommended, especially the one that's at the top corner, right? No, I'm just joking. But
the guy up there,
so yeah, so
now we're totally Brady Bunching now, right?
Yeah, no bias. Okay, so the goal is, I kind of was hoping that as a shout out to everybody here, if we could get people to nominate the channels. I actually put in the description the link to the CBCA awards or whatever. Okay, I keep on messing it up. But
it's yeah, the A is awards, so you're saying awards.
Yeah, it's like awards. Yeah. So yeah, I think go out and nominate channels. I think that's good part of the shout out community as well. Shout out the channels that you like. There's a bunch of channels that I'm going to nominate because I like those channels. And I think it's good if we all take part in it. I think it's just kind of a fun thing. And, if we all get nominated accidentally, I'm all for it. So yeah.
Alan, I had a question for you, Alan. I did fill out nomination right when it opened. I was excited. I was like, oh, this is definitely a great thing for the community, in the main recognition and stuff. Are you only allowed to go in and fill stuff out once?
Well, technically, yes, but you can have, if you have multiple accounts, probably
per email address.
It's per email address. Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Because I was like psyched to be nominating people, and then I thought about other categories. I started looking, and I was like, shoot, I should have taken my time with this because there's other people that deserve to at least be nominated and recognized regardless. So knowing that, thank you.
Yeah. So what I was hoping people would nominate me for would be best unboxing. That's really what I feel like my strong suit is.
That's what I put you down for best unboxing. I definitely put Mike down. Brandon, I'm pretty sure I put you down too.
Like I kind of know what these awards are. I kind of remember Alex talking about them once, but I don't know that much about these. To be honest.
Oh, it's the Comic Book Community Awards. There's Brian LCS is the guy on YouTube who came up with the idea about 3 years ago. And I just was chatting with him a little while ago. I'm like, how long did it take for the CBC awards to really kick in? He said, oh, it was kind of lukewarm at first. And then he's like, second year it was really getting stronger, and now it's just really strong. But it's just kind of to recognize the content creators out there. And, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to find that link.
So it's in my description, for this video. You can afterwards you can click it. Sure. They do like a little award ceremony, they stream live with presenters, and it's fun, And the awards are kind of cute too. They change colors and stuff like that. It's kind of cute. So
I think it's a really great idea, because before I started, when you watch YouTube before you're a creator, and you're like, oh, cool, this is my favorite creator, I'm watching his videos. When you start doing it and realize what goes into it,
a lot of work,
filming, editing, and trying to be consistent with it, while also being a dad and working your job.
It's brutal.
So people, I was following it on Instagram, the account, and Brian, and who was doing it, but I was like, this is definitely is so important. Just from that aspect of these people are out here. There's so many of us. It's hard to keep up with everyone, but that is a really good way to draw attention. It's just another way to draw attention, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
and the thing I like about it is they tier it out, where it's not you're not competing, you're not going to compete against the biggest channel.
I thought that was brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, it's all tiers based on the number of people that you have subscribing. So I think the small channels get a chance to kind of compete.
Like Brandon and I would be in the first tier guys who are under 1,000 subs. Yeah, Mike, you're in a higher tier because you have more subs. I was just talking to them about. I'm like, well, they were talking about. I was actually shouting you out on another channel, and I said, well, Mike from Lunch Money Comics, but he's growing so fast. I don't, you could nominate him in one category, and he's going to be in the next category.
Yeah, your channel's growing super fast. I think I subscribed to you when you were under even 200.
Sweet, thanks. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I
back when I was still telling my wife no one would watch this stuff.
I subbed to you when you did the garage sale video where you got and you were like, did I pay too little? That's the
guy I got this stuff from.
Wow, yeah. There you go. Comes full circle.
Call me out of the blue, yeah.
That's when I started watching too. But by watching you, I thought you were so positive, and you don't really spec. You have a good attitude the whole time. It's easy to, you go on YouTube and you see a lot of, creators that are upset or maybe a more negative topics. But by watching your channel, then I got suggested to other channels that were also positive people that were always just having fun with it. Bigby, Alan, I started finding all the positive channels that are just out there doing what they love. And I was like, okay, so Aussie comic book
There he
collector
is.
Martin.
Hey, Martin, how you doing, buddy?
He's another positive channel, a good channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Your channel was great alone, but it was showing me too that there are other great positive creators out there. And man, what a time to be alive. It's a great community.
Yeah, no, what I've discovered is there's a lot of really great people in this community. I only personally started doing this just to meet people like yourselves, like, really, because I wanted to geek out with somebody, and there's nobody. Like, my wife is not going to geek out with me. She's like, comics are for like losers. So it's cool to have people that you can meet and sort of just talk comics with. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it scratched an itch. Like, me and Brandon have talked before this on the phone. It's like I have lots of friends, but they've never into comic books like growing up. So it's like, for me, it's like a closeted thing. I have lots of hobbies, lots of things I collect, but not many people knew I collected comic books because I didn't have anyone to talk about. So like a part of this just was to scratch the itch. Like, I got to talk about these books I got. I'm going to talk to the ether. I'm just going to talk to nobody to get it out of my system, but the response back. Like, I say this all the time. Since my channel started last August, right? I've made like friends for life, like real life friends, people I talk to all the time. And a lot of them are YouTubers. And like, I'm always on Instagram with you guys. And like, it feels great. It's like, everyone's so nice. Everyone's happy that likes comic books. And it feels like you talk to the person for the first time and it feels like you've known them for your whole life. We all have that entry level thing that we all like together, but we're all sort of the same person. Like, we're pretty regular guys, I would say. So I think it's pretty easy to fall into like a good rapport and friendship with a lot of you guys. Awesome.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Like, Bigby and I become pretty close. We talk pretty often. And we met through like just random videos.
Randomly chatting, back and forth from videos.
So,
Bigby hit me up on the side too, and started talking to me, and then everyone else
networking the community behind the scenes.
You are Mr. Akins. What's on the comic rack? Awesome collector, because I have friends that are Australian that are near and dear to my heart. So he just there's a few Aussies I talk with that are just I could speak their slang with them. Backwoods collector, I identify with him because he lives in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin. He's doing videos out in the woods. So yeah, for sure, Alan, I totally agree with you. Like, all of a sudden you start making these small connections and then it's branching out, and man, we just need to just rent a convention hall and just go hang out somewhere.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys all have to come up to Ottawa.
There you go. Yeah.
I am going to be in Quebec City next week. Not quite close enough, but I'll be driving by.
I end up in Quebec all the time by accident.
Oh, yeah?
It is so close. It is like I always plug in something in the GPS, and then I always end up in Quebec. I'm like, what am I doing in Quebec? It's just like because it's literally across the water. It's like literally on the other side of Ottawa. It's so weird. It's like all of a sudden everyone's speaking French, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess torture them with my French.
There's enough people in Ottawa that speak French, right? I mean, you're right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone speaks French here. And then my French is terrible. Like I learned French, but my French is terrible.
I'm gonna try to brush it off next week. Not too well. I used to be pretty good. My wife is a very good French speaker.
Oh, that's cool.
I know just enough to get in trouble inevitably next week. Luckily, everyone in Canada speaks English. As far as I've never met anyone in Quebec that can't speak English. So
here's the trick, because French are a little weird. Like, I shouldn't say that. I'll get attacked or something.
You're gonna get hate mail, but it'll be in French. So.
But they are a little weird. So what you do is you speak a little bit of French. Just say bonjour, comment ça va, whatever. And you say that, and then they say, okay, he does not speak French. And then they'll respond to you in English, and it's
exactly.
But if you just speak to them in English, they hate that. So they don't like that. So
yeah.
Ozzy says he's going to Hawaii.
Nice.
Yeah, I see that. Wow. Still the other side of the planet.
Right.
But a different other side.
Actually, how long's that flight, Martin? Because I'm guessing you might be closer than I am. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Hawaii's a long way
actually
away.
That he's closer, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close to Hawaii actually. So
I think
Really?
it's like a 14-hour flight for us, Mike.
yeah, I'm on the West Coast, so I mean, it's not that far away.
Yeah, that sounds
I think
right.
yeah, I just think of it as in the middle of nowhere, and then Australia's another middle of the nowhere place. So.
I thought it was funny, Martin, because I talked on a recent video when I did the big flea market. I met a guy from Australia, really, really great guy. And one of the things I got a kick out of when he was staying in his hotel, it was beautiful and clear. And I was like, "Have you gone outside and looked at the stars?" He's like, "Every night." You know, he goes out just to look up because it's different. You take things like that for granted. So
Oh,
he's
it's
checking out the
huge. Yeah.
stars.
Yeah. I actually always wanted to go to Australia. That's like on my bucket list of places to go.
I think everyone do.
Yeah. Have you guys, any of you guys gone there?
I lived in Alaska for 2 years. I lived in Southeast Alaska for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And the bosses of my kayak company were Aussies. And they took me in and they were amazing. And but never got there. But I learned all their slang, their lingo, their pop cultureisms. They showed me. There's a great movie. Martin knows it. If you guys ever get a chance, watch The Castle. And it's called The Castle. And it's a really great. It'll break down some Aussie stuff for you. It's really funny. It's a great movie.
Cool. So yeah. So what was the last? I watched some scary movie recently from Australia, like some serial killer. Like.
Oh, man, that has like that's a two-parter.
Yeah, it's a two-parter as well. Yeah. That's the one.
It's a true story too.
Yeah, it's a true story. The guy that escapes goes crazy at the end. Yeah, it was a great movie. I forgot the name of it, but it was a great movie. Whatever.
What platform was it on, Alan? Because I'm going to go watch it after this.
What was it? I think it was on Netflix, wasn't it? Did you see it there, Bigby? Or?
I'm not sure. I remember seeing the.
Oh yeah, it's Wolf Creek. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf Creek. Yep.
Wolf
Creek.
Wolf Creek. I heard about it.
Really good. I really enjoyed it. Like he asked them trivia questions in order to keep, to decide whether or not they're going to live.
No boy.
Yeah.
Are they comic book related?
Yeah, yeah, that'd be really funny. So where did
5 keys from 1973?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But,
we'd be fine.
Yeah, only comic collectors survive.
Have you guys seen the movie Comic Book Villains?
No, is that
that it's a movie? It's about a bunch of guys who are collectors and store owners in the same town, and a collector who has a great collection of Golden Age books dies, and they're all trying to one-up each other and get this collection from his widow. I believe it's his widow, and they're terrible people, and it's
is it a movie based on a true story?
I don't know if it's based on a true story, but it's a good movie. Comic Book Villains. Yeah.
This is all great stuff. I'm writing it down.
I think it has the guy from The Princess Bride is in that movie.
Harry Ells?
Yeah, he's in it. He's one of the comic book villains.
That's a great movie plot. There's not enough comic book movies outside of the MCU, DCU comic like that's.
They're totally geeking out in that movie. They're arguing over first appearances and stuff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I gotta watch it. All right.
I'm in.
I'll have to watch that. Comic Book Villains, it's called?
Yep. It's an older movie. I think it came out in the early 2000s, but yeah, it's pretty good.
I consider anything in the 2000s as a modern.
You'll cry at the end, Alan. I'm just going to say you'll cry at the end. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. If some Golden Age book gets hurt, they should have a disclaimer: no Golden Age books were hurt in the making of this movie.
Yeah.
Or innocent good girl art gets.
Yeah, exactly.
I was watching some. What was that? It was some horror thing, and in the telling of this story, they're burning comic books that they're in this basement, and there's a ASM 129 in the pile that they are burning, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Hopefully they got some facsimile edition to.
I don't think they did. I think it was just they happened to buy a bunch of comics from somewhere cheap, and there was an ASM 129 in there, and they burned it.
Oh
wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Where did you see that, Brian?
I'm trying to remember. It was it was a story, a bunch of short Halloween. It was a bunch of short Halloween stories. These guys own a radio station, and they're retelling all these how these terrible things happened around their area where they live in New England or something like that. And at the end, there's this lady who's a psychic who's trying to help this kid, and she's seeing what happened to him in the past, and that's where the and I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but it's like 4 or 5 short stories related to this radio station that is doing Halloween stories on Halloween.
Cool.
Sounds like I dig. I like compilation stories like that.
I've heard of, by the way, just to answer this question, I've heard of the ambulance. I've seen previews for it. It's the one where they're robbing a bank or something like that, and then they take over an ambulance or something like that. Is that the one?
Filmed in the marble bullpen. I don't think that's the same.
It can't be the same one. That's why I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
Dude, what time is it in Australia right now?
Yeah.
It should be should be morning, right?
Right. Martin's
I think it's 12 hours difference.
Martin's having his
there you go. There you go. You guys are all like, it's late for you guys. It's still like, it's not even 8 o'clock here for me. So
yeah, it must be like 11.
It's 11.
Yeah.
I don't sleep.
You're on the
I
East
stay up all
Coast
night
too,
filming
right?
and editing. That's the only time I can do YouTube. I'm too busy. So I'm going to edit right after this, you know?
Actually, I have to film my Friday video right after this. I have something special planned.
Edit after this and feed my 9-month-old when she wakes up in a half hour.
Wow, that's a tricky time. When they're under a year, that's pretty brutal time.
For sure.
I remember always holding my kid and like, you think, oh, okay, they're sleeping. They're going to just, you can put them down. And then once you even like try to sit down or like anything, like they start crying. They wake up instantly and it's like full on tears. And it's like, oh,
as soon as if I try to go to bed after this, I'd get into bed and all I would hear is, son of a.
My son, when my oldest son, when I had my first shop, I had him on the floor in a car seat, rocking him with my foot while I'm selling things to, comics and magic cards to people, rocking the car seat with my foot.
Oh yeah, nice.
The hustle is real.
Yeah.
Martin's in the future. It's 1 p.m. there.
Yeah, he's in the future.
There you go.
We should say which books are like going to be hot in the future.
Right. There you go.
Martin, tell us.
Yeah.
So can I show the slabs that I got from Travis?
Oh, okay, show your slabs.
Are these for the
giveaway? I'll skip all the other cheap books and I'll show you slabs.
And then we're gonna get Mike. You'll have to show some stuff too. Do you have some stuff to show?
Yeah, I'll give you guys a sneak preview of what just happened to me the other
sneak
day.
preview. Cool.
All right. Cool. All right. So pick this up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's book number 1, really.
Yeah. Yep. Book 102. So
yeah.
Nice copy of that. Mid-grade copy. And the deal, I got these from Trav, and I'm like, I Venmo'd him the money, and I'm like, you can just bring the books up when we draw this weekend. He's like, no. He's like, I insist. We're gonna meet, and you're gonna get these books today.
Oh wow! So these are the books that he sold you?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's one that I need to upgrade up. Mine's really faded.
Yeah. So Silver Surfer #1.
That's really nice.
This is probably, I think this is the most valuable book. I was looking at it, I'm like, because it's a lower grade than a lot of these books, but it's the most valuable book out of them.
Oh, that's a pretty pricey book.
Yeah. And Kit Harington fans out there, his first appearance of
nice. Yeah.
Dane Whitman.
Dane Whitman, yeah.
Yeah, the Black Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And it's a high grade.
And,
wow, 7.5.
Yeah, Magneto and Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch on the cover. It's pretty cool.
Like 2 years ago, that was a super expensive book, and now it's really come down. Sadly,
it's still over $200. So I thought it was a very cool book to get. We'll just when they come out with the Black Knight, actually the Black Knight, then we'll see. But and then this is the last one. There was just 4 books.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
I have a funny story about that book.
That's the Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah, you still need this one, Brandon?
Yes.
I think I have a raw one.
That's actually the first. That's actually the first appearance of Swamp Thing.
Yeah, of that Swamp Thing. Yes,
Yeah,
that is the first appearance of that Swamp Thing.
There are different names for the one in House of Mystery. Or
yeah. So this is the first Alec Holland.
Yeah.
The Swamp Thing, who is the Swamp Thing that we're all familiar with in Justice League Dark and all that stuff. So
yeah.
And the awesome 80s movies.
Yeah, yes, and the awesome 80s movie with the okay, I got one other thing I want to show off. So from Dave, he threw this in the package. I don't know if you guys watch West Coast Avengers or not, but he has an alter ego, Comic Tim.
Yes.
And Comic Tim originally started out as kind of being a parody of Comic Tom. And Comic Tim has become kind of this hippie guy that lives in Dave's garage. And so he threw in a Comic Tim exclusive. I got to show you the exclusive without ripping the label here. And Dave will send me these things these messages on Instagram. Sometimes he does these crazy things. He'll send me a message, and the preface to the message is, "I'm not even high." So I open it up, and here's the thing that's facing me. It's Turok, right? But then it says on the back,
Major Grill.
This is a Comic Tim exclusive Turok, the dinosaur hunter. So it's not, he's the dinosaur that is a hunter, and it's a limited edition 1 of 1 Comic Tim.
Wow, that is so cool.
I love it. It's so great. I love these crazy things that we get from the community. So very cool. I thought it was sweet.
Eat your heart out, Jack Kirby.
It's right. Turok, the dinosaur hunter.
That's so cool. I was actually on a really funny claim sale once on Instagram, and they had all these like Golden Age books, big Golden Age books. And then they had a bunch of some more modern but expensive books. And then what they were doing is if you bought a certain number of books, they would throw in 9/8 of Turok #1.
That's great.
And so the funny thing was people were like ignoring these awesome Golden Age and big books. They're saying, how much is the Turok #1? They're all trying to get the Turok #1. It was so funny.
We were talking about original artwork and stuff the other day, Dave and I, and I'm like, that cover to that Turok #1 is probably worth a boatload of money. It's Bart Sears. It's a cool beautiful cover. Yeah. So I mean, and even for all the flack that it takes, it's actually a pretty cool book.
Yeah,
it was just printed to death.
It just was printed too much. It's one that I actually feel like symbolizes the 90s. Like it's like such a classic book.
Yeah.
Like I actually want to get a 9/8 of it. I have the raw copy. I just never got a graded one. But yeah, that's a book that's on my want list as a 9/8, just to have it. Like I'll put it next to my Sensation 1 or something like that. My grail.
There you go. Yeah. Sensation 1, just right there, same tier.
Same tier.
Love it. Hey, geek out with Roscoe. We got to catch up on the chat.
So
Roscoe
So Mike, I'll let you show some books too.
Sure. So I'm a few weeks away from like a roundup video, so I'll show a couple prematurely here. I got a couple from my local comic book store. I got some still chipping away at my Chris Claremont runs. We got some Dave Cockrum goodness here, Claremont. We got some Juggernaut versus Colossus, the first matchup.
That's a great book.
It is. I got it first.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I got a really great deal on this one. I got it for like $100.
Nice.
It's a little beat up. This is one I might give to Comics Fa. I talk about Jeff all the time. Brandon knows him too. I showed it to him already. He's like, it looks really good. This is the best presenting bad shape book I've ever gotten for a white cover. It looks good, but it
actually it doesn't look like it's in bad shape. It looks really solid.
It's pretty stained for some reason. It's just stained on the inside of the cover, not really so much on the outside. But yeah, again, it was a good deal. They look out for me there. So again, I'm gonna say this too. I'll show you guys a couple videos, books that are in my Monday's video. They're a big deal. They're big books. I don't really feel super comfortable. This isn't just a shameless plug. I recommend anyone who loves comic books to watch the video because I end up seeing this old collection, which has been untouched since like the early 80s. And in my video, I had to cut it down for time. I put less than half of the books I actually saw. It was book after book after book. It's the stuff dreams are made out of. You know, we always dream of finding a collection in an old basement. This older guy wanted me to go through it, and it was like, are you kidding me? And I uncovered in the middle in a shoebox, unbagged, just laying there.
Oh, and was it in the shoebox too?
Yeah, it's just unbagged, just laying there, and I just started laughing, and he didn't believe me. He thought it was worth like, what is it, like 20, 50 bucks.
Did you check the Marvel value stamp?
It's all in there. It's all complete. Yeah, and I just got the giggles, and he didn't believe me. I couldn't. I couldn't. The look on his face, just blank stare. You know, and when it finally hit him that I was telling the truth, I had to cut the footage because he swore really loudly. We started cracking up. So I did pay a little bit more for this because I was honest, and he wanted me there to help him sell the collection. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if I had more money and I really wanted to become a comic dealer, this is one of those collections you buy the whole thing and you work at it for years. But there were a couple books I really wanted. This was one I've always wanted. And then I thought I was done. Hey, that's your best book. And then like 2 minutes later,
oh my goodness,
I was laying in there. This is in really bad shape. This is a really good presenting 1.0. Part of the back cover is missing. Staples are detached. It's full of acid. It's falling apart.
But the front is awesome looking.
The front is
it's great.
So I thought that was it. And that's the video on Monday, but I went back yesterday to help him bag and board. He found more comic books in an old cedar chest, and they kept coming. I mean,
oh my goodness,
they just kept coming, and it's nuts, guys. And he knows what they are because he read all of them, but he doesn't understand value at all. So it was one of those things like I'm trying to explain why it's worth that. And he still just thinks the numbers are ridiculous. You know, it's for someone who's read the comic books, like, oh, who cares? It's Kingpin, big whoop. But it's kind of fun seeing it through the eyes of somebody who is a collector who got this stuff off the rack, who monetary value doesn't have, it doesn't mean.
Well, yeah, it's 12 cents to him.
It's 12 cents. Yeah. He's obsessed with like this. He like, oh, that's 15 cents. It's worth nothing. And I'm like, that's second Punisher, man. Like it's not nothing. Like there's lots of books like that. If it's not 12 cents or 10, he wrote it off. So yeah, that's what happened. Like that was what happened in the last couple of weeks for me. So I have the friend's number. And he's one of the guys, he's very old fashioned, like it's going to be an uphill battle. The whole idea of like grading books is just like, anathema to him. Even the idea of selling things on the internet, he dabbles on eBay, but like, it's going to be hours and hours of work for me to help him, but it's going to be fun. I'm going to hang out with him, and he wants to bring it to a comic book show sometime. So yeah.
So did he keep his books in good shape, or?
So most of them they're all mid-grade, like most of them are for where I saw them. I can't believe they're in the shape they're in. Like I said, the Hulk 181 was literally in like an old photo album box. He had like a picture of like vacation pictures in there. It was just laying in there. So yeah, the spine's got some issues. There are a couple, color breaks, but for all intents and purposes, I can't believe how good they are. He has a couple that are pretty, they're trash. Most of the really bad ones actually weren't his. He said he got it from somebody else, like the Fantastic 448. So yeah, pretty nuts. So that's what happened to me. I'm actually really excited about the Monday video because I'm watching. I've lived it, and I'm watching the footage again, and I'm getting excited. My heart started beating because we all dream of that situation of finding that in the wild.
That's awesome. A dream of every
crazy.
Collector, I think.
It was crazy. And like I said, I groaned. When I found the 181, my first reaction was to groan because I knew it was going to be a lot harder collection to sell. I was putting like little like $20 books aside. And as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is the kind of collection we're at now. Okay, this is a different animal entirely. It's a lot of work. Yeah. So, hey.
But because you can't just like flip that to anybody. You got to get that graded and everything else. You don't want to do
stuff like that.
To get top dollar for it. Yeah.
You think you're done, and then he's like, "Oh, I got a whole bunch of 10-cent DCs." I'm like, "Come on!" Like as I go through, like every Batman one I looked up is $50 to $100. They're not even keys; they're just old and they're in great shape.
Well, anything like 10-cent Batman, those are big books. Just because they're 10-cent Batman.
Yeah, like a really early Catwoman. He's like, "What is this?" I look up, it's like $900. I'm like, "Dude, I can do this all day," But like I was there for hours. I'm like, I'm just not even gonna take them out anymore. We need to get bags and boards. I ordered them for him on Amazon. Like, you need to bag and board all of these. I'll help you do it.
If
It
he
was
has
great.
a Detective 122, I'm looking for
He
that
does
book.
not that I
That's
saw.
a book I really want.
I wish I knew more about DC, honestly, because the Marvel ones, you know, I know right away. The DC ones I had to look up. A couple of them, they rang a bell. But the DC ones, I'm like, I'm gonna have to sit down for hours and go through these because I don't know what I'm looking at. Honestly, it's my
If you
my
ever
own
need
fault.
help, that's my thing. I
Yeah,
know
man, I'll
all
send
these
you guys
things.
some pictures. I have a lot.
Yeah.
The people I've told about, everyone gets excited. Like, well, let me know if you need help. Brandon's like, he'll come. Brandon, you said you drive down, man. Right?
I'll drive to Massachusetts and help you do whatever you need.
There you
Dude.
go. You'd have a great time. It'd be fun.
Shameless
That's
plug
cool.
time here. People are asking how they can find you, Mike, on YouTube. So Mike's Lunch Money Comics
Lunch
on
Money Comics.
YouTube.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you guys aren't sub to Mon Comics or Lunch Money Comics or myself, please do so.
Yeah, sub everyone here and some people in the chat too. There's some people in the chat that have pretty cool
Absolutely.
channels too. So
Yeah, Aussie
Yes.
Comic Book Collector, Comics Limited. Yeah, ton of
the
really good.
nostalgic podcast too.
Yeah.
Pod
Yeah,
Blast, I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
And there was Biggie in here too. There's a bunch of people.
I have one shameless plug if I could,
Sure.
before we wrap things up, because I'm sure that's coming. I'm going to be dropping a video, not this Friday, but the following Friday. I'm interviewing a friend who does Predator cosplay.
Oh wow.
Friend of mine, and we're going to be doing a giveaway. But the more important aspect of this is we got talking. And I was like, yeah, I can have you on and interview you. We can talk about Predator and comics and your cosplay. And we're going to do a giveaway. We're actually giving away 2 sweet slab books. But I wanted to make it a little more. And if there's people in the chat that hear this and you guys hear this, I thought this would be a really fun idea. And also would be in the name of something like positive for the community too. My mom had a stroke 2 years ago, and she's been dealing with the after effects of that ever since. And I thought it would be great if we did some kind of charity tie-in with this for the American Stroke Association.
Oh,
So
cool.
what Anthony, his name is Anthony, what we're going to do when that video drops, I believe it'll be July 8th, to enter the giveaway, all you'll have to do is hashtag, I think we're going to use hashtag if it bleeds, because that was part of the Predator, Arnold, saying,
Yeah.
kill. But anyone who uses that hashtag, not only will you be entered in the giveaway, but for every hashtag we see of that, we're both going to donate 50 cents
Oh
to
wow.
the Stroke Association. So he's
Nice.
matching cents, so every comment will be $1 towards the American Stroke Association. And we're really trying to blow it up. He's been putting it on Instagram and stuff, and we haven't really announced how we were going to do that yet. So I wanted to get it out there now. But yeah, so that video will come out, I think, on July 8th, and it'll enter you in the giveaway. If you were to win the giveaway and you didn't want the books and wanted to pass them on, you're absolutely welcome to do that. But at least, use that hashtag that we put out there so we can raise as much money, because if we do have this platform where we can talk about our passion, we should also, with great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah,
so
that's great. That's
that's
awesome.
coming up on my channel in the next couple of weeks. I just wanted to get out there before I forgot about it. So thank you
Yeah,
for
no. And I'd love to interview both you and Mike. I've already Bigby, you've been on my channel too much. But I'd love to interview you guys.
Damn.
And if you want to, do any pitches on like my channel, I'm open to it. So yeah,
love to.
Yeah.
Love you too, Alan.
Yeah. Bigby, you're always on my channel. It's like,
What can I say? I like hanging out with you. So,
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, Metal Bum, I just subbed you up because I still kind of am into gold and silver stacking. I thought about doing a YouTube video on that a long time ago, but
his channel, that he's been a big subscriber of my channel, but it's funny, he's like doesn't know anything about, he's not a comic collector, but he's like getting into it. But yeah, he's all about gold and silver. He's got some pretty cool videos.
Actually paid me. I sold some silver before the big flea market out here just because I felt like having some extra cash. I never sell, and I did. I kind of regretted it afterwards. I got some good stuff, but I'll check it out.
I got to show a couple books. One to Brandon.
All right. 1 sec. I'll make it big.
Oh, which number is that? Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's really great. I've seen that one before. Somebody did that.
Super high grade copy.
Who did the cover art on that?
I think that's Plug. I think.
Yeah, looks like Plug.
Yeah, but it's Werewolf by Night 12. It's a 9294. Picked it up for 35. I thought it was a great deal. Yeah. And then for Mike, I've got my fellow X-Men junkie.
There we go.
There we go. And
Bye, Ozzy.
There we go.
Later, Martin. That's a beautiful cover.
I love that cover.
I love that guy. I saw you post that. Yeah, that's a good one.
And
oh yeah, first Dark Phoenix.
there
Yeah,
she
I
goes.
always love that
She
book.
goes evil. And then this is the issue, I believe, where she eats the planet, kills all the
yeah,
the
that's
broccoli people.
Kills everybody. Yep.
Love that cover.
Kills the broccoli people. And then I got a super high grade copy of the first Callisto.
Oh yeah.
And the Morlocks. Yep.
Yeah, first Callisto and Morlocks, and super high grade copy of the first Brood.
Yep.
Nice.
Brood Queen.
And first
Binary.
Binary, yep. First super high grade copy of that. And then this is the very first issue of X-Men that I ever read, which I did not have a copy of.
That's isn't that the marriage of Madeline Pryor with
This one is I think I talked about it before. I don't know whose channel I was talking about it, but it's Mastermind makes everybody think that that Dark Phoenix is back. And I didn't, when I read that, I didn't know who Dark Phoenix was. And it's Mastermind making everyone think that she's back. And there's a scene where Cyclops is talking to Captain America and the Avengers, and then you just see out the window Manhattan turns into a giant fireball and Captain America gets disintegrated. It's like,
oh wow.
No. But it's actually Mastermind. And then the person that they're actually fighting ends up being Cyclops. Everyone's seeing Cyclops as Dark Phoenix. So then it switches, the POV switches from everyone seeing Dark Phoenix to Cyclops trying to survive being attacked with lethal, attack intentions from all the rest of the X-Men, trying to basically stop Dark Phoenix. It's really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was a few years back, I was trying to get all the X-Men keys. I sort of gave up on it when the COVID spike happened. Those books became so expensive. But now they've come back down. So I'm like,
they're more affordable. And gosh, who was that? I was watching Bronze and Modern Gods the other day, and they were talking about X-Men number 10, first Khazar, first Savage Land.
Yeah.
And how it's only worth like $300. They're like, why is this book only worth like $300?
But the funny thing is, like, go back like 4 years, and that was like $100 book.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense why it's so cheap.
But no, but my point is, it was even cheaper. Like,
I know.
That just shows you how much it had gone up. It was
I
like a $500 book at one point.
The Savage Land has a whole lot of potential as far as the MCU and everything goes. I mean,
it actually has huge. There was I forgot what movie where they kind of hinted that the Savage Land is coming up.
Yeah.
I saw that too, Alan. I can't remember.
Yeah, I forgot what one it was, but so it could become a big book, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, we should probably wrap it up. I feel like we're losing people.
Mike, what were you gonna say?
24 people, but
I don't
everybody
want
for
to.
coming
People
out.
fall asleep across the other side of the world, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah. It's like when it's too late for the people in the future, we gotta wrap it up. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming on the channel, and
for sure.
Again,
thank you, Mike, for showing up. You're not intruding. You're always welcome.
I just want to watch. But I appreciate you jumping on. That was fun.
I am serious about wanting to interview both of you, and sooner than later, because I need interviews next week. So if you're up for it, I really do need interviews. So
Brandon's on vacation, so hit him up. That's why he's able to come on tonight. So definitely you should hit him up.
Yeah, so Brandon, you know that you're on the spot here. You gotta come on my channel and do an interview. So
I'll reach out to you on Instagram and we'll set up a time.
Yeah, that's the easiest way.
All right,
cool. And we'll just plan something.
Sounds awesome, Alan.
And then Mike, you have to do it too as well.
I would love to. Yeah, like I'll be ironically I'll be in Canada late next week, but we'll have to set it up. Yeah, either early-ish next week after the 4th of July, or wait until the middle of July, kind of thing. But
yeah, it sounds good. Okay, well, thanks again.
Let's do an in-person interview.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's fair. It's totally fair.
Except
it's
for
totally
Mike,
fair. I'm gonna hear on
We're
Monday.
all jealous. That's great. I love
I'm
it.
gonna hear on Monday.
Yeah.
I'm opening myself up to so much ridicule on Monday with this video. Trust me, I'm gonna get killed.
Wow, it's fine.
Fine dining.
No, it's great that you were honest with the guy and told him what he had. That's amazing. So
Last time I did this, a lot of people were mad at me. They were like, "You're an idiot," you know.
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? Like, you know, if you don't tell, they get mad at you for not telling.
You can't win.
Yeah, and if you know, it's
well, okay, so they say you're an idiot, but they say you're an idiot from the other one, right? But now look where it led you, right? I mean,
exactly.
That's what I say. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Honest,
yeah,
Power of karma.
Yeah,
for sure. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for being here, and thanks everybody who was watching, and for all the great content, comments, and everything in the chat. And
watch everyone, Colton, my man out there,
and everyone that has a YouTube channel that's watching, do a shout out video. Do a shout out video. Get some
every
cool
day
prizes
I'm
here.
scrolling YouTube every day looking for people doing shout out. Mike, you've done shout outs a couple of times, but you didn't use the hashtag comic book shout out. So I'm like, I don't know if he really wants to be involved in this or
no,
not.
I screwed it up. I don't know how that stuff works. I didn't do a good job. I always just do the @ down in the description. I didn't realize I'm supposed to do the hashtag in the name. Whatever. I'm old. So
put the title hashtag comic book shout out.
These are the best comments. I've been dying reading the comments over here. You guys have the best audience on today.
No, I've been reading too. I'm like, there's been some great stuff showing up on there.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Well, have a wonderful night.
Bye, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
You guys can hang out after.
Yeah, wait. How do I end this? I'm trying to end it.
Oh, Brandon left. Okay, well, he didn't hear me say hang out after.
He gets up early, I think.
There we go.